Hi everyone, this is Maria and I'm in the kitchen today. I'm actually about to make dinner for Joey and I and Jack because Jack loves turkey meatballs, you guys. And so yeah, I'm going to make turkey meatball soup. And I'm just going to show you how I make it. I'm sure there are a ton of ways of making it out there. But this is just how I make it. It's really quick and easy. I just throw a lot of stuff together. And so I'm just going to show you what I'm going to use, but you can use anything that you want, you guys. And so let me go ahead and show you my ingredients. So I'm going to use this all-natural ground turkey that I purchased at Trader Joe's. I'm going to use some rice, some baby potatoes, some yellow squash, zucchini squash, some carrots, and I'm also going to use a little bit of pasta, and I'm going to use 1 egg, which I'll only be using the egg white. I'm going to use tomato sauce, just some regular tomato sauce. This one has the no salt added because Joey is a heart patient, and so I do watch how much sodium goes into our meals. Although, you guys, when I use the spices, I'm going to use some ground black pepper, and I'm going to use some garlic powder, and this is to season the soup. And I'm also going to use some salt, you guys, just a teeny tiny bit of salt. I took a class at Kaiser Permanente with a nutritionist a few years ago, and she told me it was okay to use a little bit of salt, little bitty salt, because she said that Joey is not going to eat that whole pot of soup anyways, and he sure is not, you guys, because I am the food police around here. And so I just make sure that he doesn't overeat it, you know, because I don't want him having all of that sodium in one sitting. Okay, I can't remember if I showed you the rice. I'm just going to use some of this long grain rice that I put in the meatballs. And I'm also going to use 2 packages of frozen vegetables. I have a mixed vegetable package and a super sweet corn. Now you're going to need something to cook your soup in, and I'm going to use this pot right here. I have had this pot for 40 years. Yeah, a long time. Actually, my mother-in-law gave this to me when I first got married, and she gave me a whole set. Not too many of them have survived, and not because it wasn't a good quality. It's because I was a really bad cook, you guys, and I really burned a lot of stuff. But I did get better over the years. And so I'm going to use this pot. You can see it's even missing a handle, and the other one is loose, but I still like to use it. I'm also going to use a ladle. I have some bowls over here that I'm going to chop everything up, because when I chop everything up, you guys, like my veggies, I do everything in steps, and I like to keep it refrigerated and ready to put into the pot of soup as I need it. But if you prefer, you can make your soup in a crock pot. That's how my sister likes to cook. She just makes everything in her crock pot. And so I've done it that way before too, and it comes out all right. But I don't know, you guys, I just like to do it the old-fashioned way. Put it on the stove. It's done like in a little over an hour. Okay, so let's get started, you guys. So the first thing I did is I took out the smallest of these baby potatoes out of the package, and I rinsed them off. And I'm just going to slice them in half and put them in this bowl. That's the first ingredient that I put in the water that is now on the stove, because these will take the longest to cook. So anything that takes the longest to cook, you want to make sure that that goes in first. Then I'm going to take a couple of handfuls of these cut and peel carrots. I'm going to rinse them first. So you can see the water line is right here, you guys, because as you add the vegetables, all the ingredients in, the water line is going to rise. And I don't want it to spill over as I'm cooking. And that has happened to me lots of times, you guys. So I have the baby potatoes and carrots, and this is the first thing I'm going to add. So I'm just going to add this in. So now I'm going to add my lid on top of the pot, and I'm going to leave that little space open just so the steam can escape. And so I'm just going to keep an eye on this, and it's going to start to boil, and that's when I'll start adding other ingredients as we go along. So I've washed the zucchini and the yellow squash, and so now I'm just going to cut off the ends. And you know, you can use as much as you like, you guys. I like to use both of these. I just like the way it looks. And then I'm just going to slice them. Watch your fingers. And this is the very last thing I add to the soup, by the way, because it cooks so quickly. You can either leave it in there whole like that. I like to cut them in half again. Here is the zucchini and the yellow squash in this little bowl. I've added some water to help keep it fresh, and I'm going to put it in the fridge until I need it. So now for the meatballs, the turkey meatballs. This is super simple to make, you guys. I'm just going to take 1 egg here, and I'm just going to use the egg whites of the egg. And I'm just going to let that fall right into my measuring cup. And then I'm going to put this in the sink for right now. Just go ahead and whisk this really quickly, just like that. Okay, so this is nice and fresh, and I just purchased this last night at Trader Joe's, and it looks so pretty. And I'm just going to put this into the bowl. This is over a pound, by the way. I also have some leftover from last night's dinner, you guys, because I made turkey burgers last night. And so I'm just going to add that in, so I will use it up. By the way, you guys, I'm not using any gloves right now, even though I'm handling meat, because this is just for my husband and I for dinner tonight. Now, if I was serving other people, you guys, like having company, I probably would use the gloves. And so I'm just going to add a little bit of the rice, just a little bit of this long grain rice. I don't measure it, you guys. You could just put as much as you like. It just tastes really good with the rice. And you can always add the rice to the soup part too. So then I'm just going to add some pepper. Now you can add onion or anything else that you like. I've added cilantro before. And so like I said, this is your soup, so you can just put whatever ingredients you like. And now let's go ahead and add in the egg white. All right, you guys, so I have all the ingredients in there, and I've washed my hands again. I am a huge hand washer, you guys, very huge hand washer. And so I'm just going to mix this up. It kind of reminds me of making meatloaf, you guys. And so I'll be right back. So here's our turkey meatball mixture. And like I mentioned, you can add any other seasonings that you like to it. And so I'm just going to go ahead and put this in the fridge now and pull it out when I need it. So the potatoes and carrots have been cooking for about 30 minutes, and you can see the potatoes are pretty soft. So now let's go ahead and add the frozen veggies. And I'm just going to add the bag of mixed vegetables, and I'm going to add the bag of corn. So let's go ahead and put the lid on the top and let this come to a rolling boil. So now it's boiling, you guys. So let's go ahead and add the pasta. So I'm just going to add a little bit of this pasta. And then I'm going to add a can of this tomato sauce. And you can use whole tomatoes, you guys, but Joey's not a big fan of tomatoes. So now I'm going to add just a little bit of salt, you guys, and I mean just a little bit. So I'm just going to take a little teeny pinch and another teeny little pinch, and that's all the salt I'm going to add. But you can always add more salt. And then I'm going to add some ground black pepper. I'm just really generous with the black pepper. And some of this garlic powder from Trader Joe's. I love this garlic powder. So let's place the lid again until it comes to a rolling boil, and that should just be a couple of minutes. I have my ground turkey here ready to go. All right, it's boiling, and that did not even take 2 minutes. I don't even think it took a minute, you guys. So let's add the turkey meatballs. So I want my meatballs to be about this size because I like small turkey meatballs, and you may like the larger ones. And so I just prefer them small. So all of the meatballs are in the soup, and it looks really good, you guys, and it smells good. So let's give this about 10 minutes. So the turkey meatballs have been simmering for about 10 minutes, and you can see the pasta is cooked now too. And so this is a good time to add more seasoning. So I went ahead and tasted it, and I thought it might need just a little bit more garlic powder, and I added a couple of more sprinkles of black pepper. And I think it tastes just right, you guys, and the tomato sauce is perfect. So now we're going to add the zucchini and the yellow squash to the soup, and this is our last step, you guys. I went ahead and drained the water, and all I did was I put my hand over this in the sink and just drained the water, and that was super simple, you guys. And so I'm just going to add the zucchini to the top of the soup, just like that. And I'm going to put the lid over it, and the zucchini cooks pretty quickly, you guys, and so it will probably take just maybe another 10 minutes. So the soup is done, and it takes about an hour and a half to make. It did take me a little bit longer while I did all the prep for this video. So let's go ahead and serve some, you guys. Oh my gosh, this looks so good. And you know what? You can add, if you have an avocado, you can add a garnish of avocado. You can put chips on top of it. You could even have a sandwich with it. It's so yummy, you guys. So tonight with our turkey meatball soup, we're going to have some of these Trader Joe's organic blue corn tortilla chips. They are gluten-free and they are really delicious, you guys. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you make this turkey meatball soup, let me know which ingredients you like to have in your soup and what seasonings. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you have a great day, and bon appetit. Bye-bye.